I know one of the people I was fighting yesterday, the Threshers, they would do this little kind of ground spam thing certain times where they would kind of shoot roots out or something, and I would roll, and if you get caught by one of those, they were spamming it. So it was like every second another one would come out. So if you get caught by one, you'd either have to roll, which, by the way, if you roll, they turn with you. So that's another annoying thing. So you got a big troll you're fighting. They're carrying this big log. Apparently, if you're carrying a big log, you can still smash and in mid-air of swinging it down, turn and still hit you, which is annoying. Same thing with the Thresher. I would roll, get hit by this, be stunned, and try to roll again, but because they're constantly spamming it, I'd have to roll again, to the point where eventually I'd have to roll backwards a few feet to get away from him and just kind of reassess the situation, be like, okay, I need to like get up there real quick, hit him a few times, and then roll back right away. Some things that are kind of unnecessarily draw the fight out that really shouldn't be. But you had a different experience, kind of same thing but kind of different.
Yeah, I do like the parry system. I've gotten pretty good at it to know. I've fought enough of the enemies to know like which attacks I do and how long each of the animations like take before they reach you.
Yeah.
Some of them still get me. Like I know the little Bogart guys. They'll do like the little spin attack, which is really stupid.
That really caught me, is what the problem was.
Especially if you're fighting a group of them.
Oh yeah.
They'll sit there and it'll feel like you're in a blender because they'll just like spin and attack you the whole time. But the parrying and stuff like that is actually really cool because like how you said, it'll create the little area effect, and then plus two, whatever you have on your shield. Say if you have like lightning damage or fire damage or something on your shield, when you parry, it'll actually cause that effect of damage on that enemy.
Yeah.
So
which is cool.
Which is sweet too because it actually what I've noticed is it creates a area of effect.
Yeah.
Like I've had a couple enemies who weren't attacking me; they were just kind of standing there watching, waiting for their buddy to finish attacking so they can douchebag me. But when you parry the attack, it'll hit those enemies too. They don't even have any part of the battle.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Which I thought was really cool. You were spot on about the dodge though. The dodge is pointless. Like I think they should have just made a jump button instead of the dodge button. Which
is another thing. They don't have jump in this game, which depending on what game you play, I mean, I like running through a village randomly, jumping over fences just for the hell of it. Obviously, I don't sit there the whole gameplay doing that, but there's no jump in this, which kind of really takes away. I understand you're heavy and weighed down by armor if you want to talk about it that way, but still, jump is kind of necessary in games, I feel.
And because like you were saying, because in Fable you had the option where if you approach the fence, you just hop over it.
Yeah.
In this, if you approach a fence, you can't get past it at all.
Yeah.
Like unless you follow the fence, you walk along with it, and then if there's an opening on the other side, then you can obviously get over, but you can't like jump over it.
Yeah.
The only jump points are in the game is if maybe there's like a cliff and then there's like a little.
There's little jump sequences.
Yeah, there's like it almost looks like a dock, like a fishing dock almost. It's just a little piece of wood, but you can jump on it. But it is really cool because you can jump from any height, so you can basically jump off a freaking
as long as that's there,
cliff. Yeah, then you'll survive. But going back to the dodge, I think they could have easily sacrificed the dodge for a jump button because if you're looking at these these troll guys, yeah, sure they're huge, they swing giant hammers or whatever. Yeah. But if they're swinging, if especially how long they charge.
Yeah.
Like if they take the time to charge, and then if they're going straight forward,
they're like Barry Bonds with that.
Yeah, they're going straight down. They're not going here and then stop in midway and then follow you where you're dodging.
Yeah.
Like I think that's completely ridiculous sometimes because
if we can't jump, why can they turn in midair and swing a huge ass tree trunk and beat your ass, but you can't jump?
But that gets annoying sometimes because it's not only the trolls too.
Yeah,
like you were talking about the Thresh do it. I've noticed sometimes there's these little things they're called like mergans. They're like little fish, like creature from the Black Lagoon looking guys, and they'll have spears.
Okay,
and they'll do this spear throw. And if you don't dodge that, then you're screwed.
Oh yeah, I remember because that would kind of stumble me back a little bit because the kobolds would have spears.
Exactly, yes, those guys too. They have the spear throw, and then they have like this one where they kind of jump at you and like 300 like spirit
Yeah.
thrust you, if they'll like turn with you too,
Yeah.
which is annoying.
Yeah, and you can't. I mean, unless you're a gymnast and going to the fucking Olympics, you can't really turn in midair.
And that's
like
the thing.
that.
These are like half fish, half human guys. So I'm pretty sure they have half a brain anyways.
Yeah.
So
But they know how to fight. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. But I don't know. It just some little things like that. Although, like how I said, it doesn't tear away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that is really, really, really annoying in battles.
And it extends some fights unnecessarily. You know. What about you in your 3 hours? Did wolves beat your ass, knocking you over? And
I only
shit?
got killed by the flying angel.
The
demons.
sprites.
The sprites.
Yeah.
That's why I
And
never really
it's
killed
weird too because out of all the creatures that you fight, you create these. I mean, it's Todd McFarlane,
Yeah.
and you would think that you'd have to. The last boss battle would be like freaking Spawn or something like that,
Yeah.
who would just kill you in one hit. But with all these creatures that you're fighting, these weird, messed up looking things, you fight bears that are probably the easiest enemies like in the whole game. Like you would think for a bear they would come up and then paw you and then you take massive amounts of damage.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not really the case. You can walk up to a bear and then just beat the shit out of him and he's gone.
Yeah, if you're good enough. Because I
Yeah,
know
exactly.
in the beginning, you like every game, it always seems like the bear is the hardest level.
I know, and that's the point I'm getting to exactly. Take Red Dead for instance.
Oh, dude, Red Dead.
You do
I
not
hate
want to be
bears.
walking around in tall trees at
Two
night.
hits, you're dead.
Yeah, the bears, they will
Bears
destroy
in
you.
Red Dead make you feel like you're
gotta get your
like,
shotgun.
yeah, you
Exactly.
gotta run.
But I mean, bears in this game, they walk up to you, they roar, then they're dead.
Yeah.
That's their lifespan in this game. But
Good.
No.
Okay. Well, real quick off of that is the thing I do like, and I noticed at least only in bears, is they did kind of give them a little bit of behavior effects in the fact that I was walking around in the woods and I saw a bear in the distance, and it wasn't just standing there roaming around; it was rolling on the ground, playing, looking like it was flying at, like trying to hit a butterfly. And it was cool. It was little details like that that make it seem cool, but it's like you can't add a jump button, but you can take your time to animate a fucking bear playing with invisible shit in the air, which
it's kind of cool in a way because it draws you in. But it also is like, hey, I need to get over this log, but I can't jump.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you can't jump over a log, but here's a bear swatting at the air that'll distract you while you're running. Like, little shit like that is kind of really ridiculous.
It's cool though. Like it's
Yeah.
one of the things too that I wanted to bring up, like how you guys were talking about like the God of War mash button sequences.
Yeah.
The more you do it, like if you get it, because it's on a little like circle.
Yeah.
And the more you mash it, the more the more experience bonus.
Yeah.
that
Which
you'll
is
get.
really cool.
Because experience is like I mean, obviously it's an RPG, so it's going to be a huge factor.
Yeah.
But the ways that you use your abilities and the way that you can kind of manipulate the game, you can get massive amounts of experience.
Oh, definitely.
Along with the because what you have is the fate meter, which is like the reckoning mode.
Yeah.
It boosts you up in a way. I want to talk about something like that, but I want to make sure I get this out first.
Okay.
You have that mode. You attack people. They don't necessarily die. They just kind of like wait there. They're out, but
They kind of get knocked unconscious.
they're down but not out until you're out of the reckoning mode. But you walk up to an enemy, you press A or X, depending on what system you're playing.
Yeah.
And then it does a sweet animation where you're just destroying this person,
Which is different every time.
Exactly, yeah. Depending on because like some of them they're called like fate weapons, but they'll be different. So say you're using like a normal longsword and a great sword while you're in reckoning mode. There'll be like these soul looking weapons where they're like almost like ghosts.
Ethereal. Yeah.
But say if you're using the great sword, then you hit them and then you smash them in the face with it, which is really cool. But the more you bash the button, you get more experience.
Percentage wise.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
along with that, the experience boost that you get from the reckoning mode is determined by how many enemies you actually down through the reckoning mode. So you can go into a group of sprites or something like that. Go into reckoning mode. Say if there's 5 or 6 sprites, you down them. You take one out with the the mash button sequence. Then you get the experience from all of those enemies.
Yeah.
And so if you time it right, and if you strategize it right, depending on what enemy you face, because obviously they give you different enemies give you more experience.
Yeah.
But if you use an experience booster potion, you will see ridiculous amounts of like XP. Because I know I took out a group of like 6 or 7 enemies with a experience potion, and I was looking at an 18,000 experience like payoff.
Yeah.
Which was like a level and a half for where I was at, which was awesome. So
Now, to clarify the fate thing too is, like you said, let's say you go up against like 5 sprites. You have to hit all 5 of them enough to where they're on the ground.
Yeah.
I know I encountered that the first time I used it because I was just messing around, and I ended up beating the crap out of one, and then going into the sequence of the God of War style button mash thing. And when I was done, the other things I was fighting were still there. So basically, it's like you have to fight everything that is around you, get them on their knees or whatever, and then go up to one of them and take them out, preferably the boss, and then button mash. And then the other thing with that is you are timed within this thing. You have a fate meter, so if the meter runs out and you're not done attacking things, then
lost that.
then you lost it. And I think when you come out of that and it ends without you doing the sequence, the other things come back up at whatever health you got them down to, right?
I believe so.
So if you get them down to 10% health, we'll say, then when you come out, they'll still be at 10%, so it's not too bad, but you wasted all that fate meter, which, by the way, you build up by attacking and doing combos, blocking, and basically being really good at the crappy combat system.
Yeah, using different abilities too, is because like you'll get Fate Essence, I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
One of the cool things is you can actually get more depending on how you combo your skills.
Yeah.
So say if you're like a sword and shield and a magic user, if you go in, slice dudes with your shield, and then finish somebody off with a shock blast, you'll get bonus just because you're using your different abilities.
Yeah.
One of the thing I wanted to bring out though in Reckoning mode, it's made to make you feel and look like a badass.
Yeah.
Because you're in this like you get like focused in, the screen turns like purple, like your weapons and stuff are lit up, but the same combat system is like it's still like everything goes.
Yeah.
While you're in Reckoning mode, so if you're not attacking everybody first, you will still get like cheap shotted by the enemies even when you're in Reckoning mode. So it's like, hey, we have this mode where you can get all this experience, you have these cool weapons, you're a badass. But when you're playing it, you're still getting your ass kicked.
Because we got a crappy combat
Exactly, yeah, which was kind of annoying. But
now, do you got anything to say about that? Did you get to the Fate mode yet? I'm assuming you did, because they let you do it within the beginning.
Yeah, I did it like once or twice. It was, for me, I kind of messed up. I did the thing we talked about earlier where I hit one guy, I was like, alright, now it's time to do it.
And do it, yeah, and then you had all the enemies left too, yeah.
And just killed one guy, I was like, what?
And it's kind of funny too because
everyone at one time.
Because it'll tell you, because like in the beginning when you first do it, it'll say, because the battle doesn't end unless you kill everybody and then do the fate thing. But it doesn't really tell you that. It just kind of has you beat everybody, then when everybody's down, you can't do the A thing yet. But then once you're out of the Reckoning mode, it'll say, hey, the more enemies you down in Reckoning mode, the more experience you get. So it's kind of like one of those moments where the information first would have been nice.
Yeah.